Hi guys, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to talk about shadow aspects, and this is something that I've been speaking about before, and I think it's a really important and maybe the most challenging topic or aspect of awakening. And what happens is that when we wake up from conceptual identity and we have like an initial awakening, we are becoming more and more authentic, meaning that it's almost impossible for us to manipulate reality by the mind, and we are starting to experience life more and more unfiltered and natural. It's more a natural way of living, but it feels uncomfortable because it means that we have to face our shadows. And some people, the shadow resurfacing is something they try to avoid. And I think we can all try to do that at some point. I've at least tried to avoid my own shadow because you're so afraid of what's behind it. You're so afraid of the actual emotion. But the thing is that if we let go of the conceptual identity that is tied to the emotion, or if we let go of the story that we attached to the emotion, that we associate with emotion, it's actually just the energy itself that is appearing. And it's not dangerous. It's actually more dangerous if for the body and the nervous system and so on. And it might show physical effects if we suppress our emotions as well, like digestive problems and physical anxiety and stuff like that. But in the emotion itself, it is just trapped energy or life force, you can say, that we are constantly trying to avoid. And before awakening, and also we can aim to do this after awakening, but most humans tend to engage in this game of pleasure seeking and pain avoidance. We try to get somewhere where we will finally feel peace, do something that will give us a sense of permanence, and we seek the permanence in the impermanent, which is the appearances. It's the creation, right? And the creation itself is the content of this reality: thoughts, emotions, and the five senses. Everything that we experience that changes over time. And when we wake up to the permanent, what we are, our true nature, which never changes, right? It's what we are. It's awareness itself. I can put a label on it and call it awareness, but it's not something that you can imagine or identify yourself with a concept called awareness. It's something that you just realize that you are and have always been. And when we become aware of this natural reality, our true nature, then the emotional pain will resurface. And again, when we were children, we tend to express our emotions very naturally. Like you can see a child that's angry and they just rage, or if they're sad, they're crying loud or laughing even. So children are not afraid of expressing their emotion in a natural way. But as we grow up, we are conditioned to believe that that is not okay. We're not supposed to feel our emotions. It's not okay to feel emotions, and it's not okay to even have emotions. And it's such a natural part of the human experience, right? We don't get to move through this reality without emotional pain. It's a part of this existence. It's a dualistic experience. We get to experience both the good and the bad, the happy moments and the sad moments, right? So the key to liberation, at least in my experience and opinion, I would say, is to connect with the permanent and detach from the stories that is associated with the emotions. Because in that sense, again, it's just the energy itself appearing to us. And if you, for example, maybe you have a story around shame, something that makes you feel really ashamed of yourself. And if you can just forget about the story, just be present with the actual energy, just for now, just feel the energy of shame and just let it move through you and just get to know it, be curious about it. What is this? What is this thing that I'm constantly trying to run away from and compensate for and then manipulate my reality so I don't have to feel shame? for example. I believe that a lot of people that chase perfectionism and constantly try to achieve things, it might be not for everyone, but for many, I think it's rooted in a deep sense of shame and a sense of not being adequate. Yeah. So I believe, at least for me, a lot of my need to perform was because I felt an unconscious sense of shame that I constantly tried to make up for. And I thought that was the world. I thought that was how it was. I didn't realize it was a thought and a shadow aspect that was living inside of me and through me. And I was living through that aspect and seeing the world through that lens. So I didn't see reality for what it really was, because I was constantly trying to avoid that pain, avoid that emotion. So it was controlling my life unconsciously. And this is what our shadow does when we are not aware of it, when we are not, when we don't know it, when we don't, when we're not curious about it, and we're just living in a pure reaction to it. So again, emotions is one of the five senses. It's a part of the senses experience, the fifth sense. And it's physical. We can feel it, right? The way we can feel physical pain, we can feel emotional pain. And when we learn to experience it more in the present moment as a physical experience, it's much easier for us to let it move through us without attaching stories to it. And I teach you also how to do this more properly with certain techniques and certain practices in my mentorship program. And it has helped me tremendously in this awakening process to disentangle thoughts from emotions. So the thing is that the only thing the emotion wants is to be seen for what it is. It only needs us to stop controlling it and just allow it to move through us as pure energy. And if we can surrender and do that, there's nothing there. There's nothing there that's actually scary, or there's actually nothing there that can actually harm us, right? Unless we are in a situation where the emotion is natural. For example, if you're being attacked, or if you are in danger, in actual danger, our emotion is like an alarm system that has a purpose to help us, So our emotion is they actually love us, and they try to help us survive. And they have a very important function, evolutionary function, you can say. So, but the problem is that we live with this pain body that accumulates over time because we are terrified of our own emotions. And this is something that we are faced or forced to face when we wake up. And yeah, that was what I had for today. And if you like this video, then please like and subscribe and leave a comment below and let me know if you have encountered your own shadow during awakening. And until next time, much love and namaste.